welcome everybody to another great episode of Real Life Matters. Of course, I am DBoss, and I hope you're watching me Monday to Friday from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 a.m. to 12 a.m., and that's primetime night on CareVision, and we're in 28 different countries, including London and UK, also through the various cable channels in the United States, and in Canada, Bell 5 channel 658. And in case you missed all that, you can go to the YouTube channel, which is DBoss Networks, and you can subscribe, share, and you can watch all the wonderful guests that I've done. And I hope everybody's doing their 15 minutes of laughing, because that's very healthy and beneficial to you. And it releases all those endorphins. It releases all that bad energy. What you put out is what you receive. So you do your 15 to 20 minutes as much as you can. And if you don't have anybody to laugh with, you could turn on something funny, call somebody, watch something that you know that will be funny to you. And if it's extreme case, then you're going to have to go to laughing classes. They do have those available, but I hope that nobody will have to go do that. So just get your exercise in. It brings your blood pressure down. It warms up your vocal cords, all that, if you're going to do something. So there's a lot of health benefits to laughing. All right. So we're going to hear something from one of our sponsors, Vital Steps to Vital Health. And we'll be right back with our special guest.
Welcome to your Vital Steps to Better Health and Fitness. I'm Joanne James. Today we're going to talk about hydration, especially when you're exercising. Now, when we exercise, we will actually lose water through sweating through the tops of our heads and our skin. And it's important to replace that water. 60% of our body is made of water. So when you're working out, make sure that before you start the program, you've had liquid or some form of water an hour before your workout, then sip throughout your workout, and once you finish that workout, you're going to make sure that you have more water. This is a way to replenish the body so that, one, you don't feel dizzy or feel nauseous or feel as though you're going to pass out because you're dehydrated. So it's very important to make sure that you consume water throughout your workout. Drink water, you'll feel better, and you'll get the best workout. I'm Joanne James, and this has been your Vital Steps to Better Health and Fitness. See you later.
Everybody remember to drink your water, liquid, stay hydrated. Doesn't matter if it's winter and it's freezing, you can still drink your liquid so you can keep your body, because as you said, Joanne James said, is that it's 60% your body is made up of water. But anyways, I got a fabulous guest on here for today, and we're going to find out. She's a singer, songwriter. We're going to find out all about her journey, what she's happened to her, if anything happened, how she's got to her road to success. So with any further ado, I'm introducing to you Amy Rose.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you.
I'm so excited.
Here at Real Life Matters, I know here at Real Life Matters, we like to know what everybody's background or where they come from, their culture.
Yeah. So, well, I hail from Barrie, Ontario, Canada, which is, I don't know if you know,
Okay.
do you know Toronto?
Yes.
So
I'm from Toronto.
Oh, you're from Toronto. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, of course you know Toronto. So you know where Barrie is then, right? I mean, we're not that small on the map, right? But we're about 45 minutes to an hour north of Toronto. I mean, Barrie's a pretty big city
depending
now.
on traffic.
Well, depending on traffic. Well, that's true. The 400, depending on what accident happens of the day, right? There's always something going on the 400. And you can't take the back ways because everybody's got GPS, so everybody knows all the shortcuts now.
That's true. Well, some people know it, but sometimes they don't. But you gotta maneuver. You gotta know how to maneuver in the city here. That's one thing.
True. Yeah, so I pretty much I've lived in Barrie all my life. Been singing since I was 5. so Barrie every year has this, it's a promenade day. It's kind of like a fair, like a local fair that we've been doing here for years and years and years and years, right? And so my parents and I were down there. I was 5 years old, and they had this like karaoke contest going on. And at that point, my parents, they like, I would kind of sing around the house, right? Like my parents were diehard country fans. Nothing in our house was ever played but country music. And I'm talking like the classic country music, like your Dolly Parton, your Loretta Lynn, Conway Twitty, you know, so forth, right? So so I would kind of like dance around the house.
Neil Diamond.
Right. And we were down at this fair, and there was a contest, and I was like, I want to sing. And you know, so my parents talked to the judges, and I got up and I sang. I was 5, and I got up and sang Tammy Wynette, Stand By Your Man. I mean, I knew what love songs were then, right? So a 5-year-old getting up singing Stand By Your Man. And from that moment on, honestly, that like 4 minutes on stage was it. Like, just people clapping. I was like, they're clapping for me. Oh my God, the attention I'm getting. And I was hooked. I was like, yeah, this is the life I was meant to live. Yeah.
So did any of your parents sing or no?
Well, so I mean, if you ask them, they'll be like, oh, she got it from me, but they can't sing. They're not shower singers either. Like, they're not singers. In their mind, they definitely think they are, but no, they're not. But yeah, so from that moment on, they were like, okay, something's here. And they just put me in singing lessons. And from there forth, we just started traveling around every bar that would let underage kids in to sing, every competition. I mean, we went everywhere. So yeah.
Wow. So do you play any musical instruments or?
I dabbled in guitar. I do some scaling on piano, but honestly, it's funny because people will be like, yeah, they're like, wow, she can sing. I'm one of those girls that can't do 2 or 3 things at once. Like I'd like to say I'm a multitasker, but honestly, I my one bandmate literally has this thing where I don't like to wear shoes on stage, and apparently my baby toe does a beat to the off beat, so they can't look at my feet when I'm performing because they're like, you're messing me up, right? And I mean, there's been times where I've had a tambourine and my drummers maybe stop through the show and taken my tambourine with me, and he's like, you can sing, but you can't keep a beat. So yeah, I mean, I dabble, but I'm not the greatest musician.
All right, so who have you performed with in your career?
Oh, okay. So over the years, I've had so many multiple great opportunities. I performed with Big and Rich. So I got my first record deal when I was 12, and I released my first album. It was a gospel album called Amy Rose One Special Girl. So I went on a tour called the Gospelenium Tour, which was a big tour in Ontario that would travel like churches and like little theaters, right? So I went on that tour with Dorian Baxter and Conway Twitty's daughters, Joni and Kathy, where they would basically do like a singing kind of skit of their dad's life and his, you know, trail to success. So I was on that when I was 13, released my first album. But gospel, I love gospel music. It wasn't really ever my passion, right? Country music was what I knew and everything that I knew, right? And I knew that was the area that I wanted to be in. So we parted ways with the label at that point, and we released an independent country album at 16, and it was called The Last of the True Believers. And it was from there that we just started going back and forth to Nashville, multiple trips, and then we started working with some producers down that way. And yeah, so just over the years, got to perform with a lot of Big and Rich. We did some shows with Big and Rich, Dean Brody. Oh gosh, okay. So there's so many. Bucky Covington from American Idol. We did a tour with him. I mean, there's put me. There's so many that I just can't name on the spot. But Big and Rich was one of my favorites.
Well, that's what
open
you're
up
supposed to do. We want to know. We want to know what you're doing.
yeah,
Right.
so we opened up
So
for them, and it was
had,
amazing.
So if you had the opportunity to do a collaboration with 3 people, who would you pick?
Ooh, okay, so number 1, Dolly Parton. I am the biggest Dolly Parton fan. I mean, like, I love her. Love her. So I've always said my goal is to one day perform at the Grand Ole Opry, and I would love it if she was the one that presented me. So Dolly Parton is my first and foremost. Yeah. Oh, I love her so much. Okay, so 3. You know what? I would love to collaborate with now New Kids on the Block.
Woo! That'd be a different thing.
I loved New Kids on the Block growing up. I mean, I had their sleeping bag. I had all their Barbie dolls. I would love to do a collaboration with them. I think it would be so great. And then, who else? Vince Gill would definitely be one. He's amazing. I think they would be my top 3: New Kids on the Block, Dolly Parton, and Vince Gill.
Woo! Well, you never know here, because once you say that, a lot of people will be watching. So next thing you know, here you get a call up. Hello?
Oh, Adele. Oh my gosh, Adele would be an amazing one too. I love Adele.
Oh, Adele. That's what I was thinking too. I was looking at the same way.
You know what? That would just be, Adele. Love it. Okay. Love her.
All right. So, Amy Rose, that's your name, or is that your stage name?
So this is my stage name. Actually, Rose is my middle name.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So when that was,
well, it was pretty good. You went pretty far. I was thinking, I wonder if that's her real name.
Yeah, I mean, so it's my middle name. My maiden name was really hard to pronounce, and when we signed with our first label, they were like, "No, that's not gonna do. That's too hard of a last name." So they were like, "What's your middle name?" And my parents were like, "Well, Rose," and they were like, "Amy Rose, it is." And it just kind of from there, that's what we just kept.
And that's good. So, but the name is good. It's a good name, and for you do country music, it's also a good. That's a it's a very catchy name.
It's catchy, but it's also, if you Google Amy Rose, it's also the Sonic Hedgehog character. So it's like you'll like Google Amy Rose, and if you want to find stuff about me, you've got to Google Amy Rose country singer, or Amy Rose redneck princess. Because if you just Google Amy Rose, everything comes up, like the Sonic the Hedgehog and Amy Rose. And even like some of my song titles are like little skibbits in like Sonic the Hedgehog. So I'm like, oh, I can't win.
Well, that's okay. It could be a bad thing and a good thing, but just make sure you just tag yourself.
It was my name first, though. They copied me.
All right. So when you do your songwriting, so where do you go and do that? Do you sit in the backyard? Do you go to the studio? Do you just be having a drink or something?
You know what? I honestly, sometimes songs just come to me when I'm doing nothing. Some songs can take 5 minutes to write. Some can take 5 years. I mean, I have these like folders, and some of these songs, there's one song that I started, like I had a title and a verse, and I started it like 4 or 5 years ago, and I still haven't finished it. I also work with a team of songwriters all the time, from different areas. I've gone to Nashville and I've written with some, great songwriters. I have this group that we write with. There's one gentleman, Mark, from Australia. And then Terry lives in, I believe, Ottawa, and then Drake lives in, I want to say, Quebec. But we all kind of get together through Skype, and we'll, just be like, who's free this weekend for some, songwriting, some good old country music songwriting. And we'll get together. And we wrote some pretty great tunes as well. So I'll write with a bunch of different people. Sometimes I'll write with myself. my oldest daughter, she's actually a really fantastic songwriter as well. So she'll come to me often with like a bunch of songs, and she'll be like, "Hey mom, what do you think about this?" And I'll, sit down and write with her as well. So it just happens.
Oh, okay. All right.
A good song is never planned. It just happens.
All right. So tell us about this song, One Love, we're going to play.
So One Love, I didn't write the song. I wish I did, because it's such a beautiful song. So if you actually know the band Marianas Trench, so One Love was actually a song that they recorded. Josh Ramsey, he's a Canadian as well. He's the lead singer of Marianas Trench. He wrote that song and recorded it with the band. And my oldest daughter, I wasn't familiar with their music. And my oldest daughter is a huge fan of theirs, and they were coming to Aurelia, Ontario, Casino-Rama. They were playing, and my oldest daughter was like, "We should go see them." So I surprised her with tickets, and we went. And this song came on, and I was hooked. I literally looked at my daughter, and I was like, "This should be a country song. This needs to be a country song. I need this song." So yeah, we just we started looking and talked to the right people, and we recorded it. We went down to Nashville.
All
and
right.
I sent the song to my producer, Dale Oliver, he's an amazing producer in Nashville, Tennessee. Has worked with some incredible people, Carrie Underwood, Bucky Covington. He was one of the producer on the Narnia, was the soundtracks of Narnia. He did that as well. So he's such an accomplished songwriter, producer. I mean, musician. This guy is just incredible. So I showed it to him, and I was like, "What do you think of this?" And he's like, "I could picture you doing this." And so we started this song right before the pandemic hit, and this is a song 3 years in the making, because we started pre-production right literally when they closed the borders down, and then we didn't get back down there until after the pandemic. So yeah, this is a song 3 years in the making.
All right, so you can sing, do whatever you want. Here we go. One Love, Amy Rose.
Feeling paper thin and paper white. You say just come back to bed. Voice sounds strange and I soon forget. You said blue eyes like mine, full of pity now, but I don't know why. The light dims without regrets. Now you're nothing more than a silhouette. Just one click, you're fading right in the cold trick of the light. I'm just so sick. I thought you might be here, but then you disappeared. Now I wake up and I forget that you were gone. And tonight is all that I am hanging on. So don't stop, no stopping yet. But if the one true love's the only one that you get, you've been wishing but you don't know how to stay. I'm broken but I'm better every day. So don't stop, no stopping yet. But if the one true love's the only one that you get, one love, you get one love, you get one love, you get one love. Long and long so fast, it hits me every time, but I live with that. I might do this to myself, only made it worse, but I just can't help. You know I get so attached, listen every day till the dark is back. Now I pack a phantom pain. It's the only time when I see your face. Just hold quick, you're fading red in the cold trick. I'm just so sick. I thought you might be here, but then you disappeared. Now I wake up and I forget that you were gone. Phantom name is all that I am making love. So don't stop, no stopping yet. But if the one true love's the only one that you get, you've been wishing but you don't know what.
Woo! That sounds good. You hear your powerhouse voice there.
Thank you.
Wow. So do you have a video for this one yet or no?
We have not done a video for this one yet. No.
All right.
No.
Well, you can enjoy the music because it sounds really good.
Thank you.
All right. So tell us about this one of these days.
Oh, one of these days. So one of these days we did in 2016. Again, that was another one that
Okay.
that I heard. It's not one that I wrote, and I went with. I'm a ballad freak. I love my ballads. I love my power ballads. Anything that gives me a note where I can just shine. Those are the types of songs that I love to sing. Ooh, something just dropped. So,
Oh.
but anyway,
Yeah, it's not the light.
It's not the light. We're good. But yeah, so I brought this one to my producer, Dale Oliver, as well, and this one came together very quickly. We, I think we did the first ghost vocal. I'm in Canada, he's in Nashville, and then it was a matter of like 2 weeks later we were in Nashville recording this one, and then it went to radio right away.
Wow.
So yeah,
Okay.
and this one did really well at radio. I think we got our we did a top 5 New Music Weekly with this one.
Okay, so let's hear this. One of these days, Amy Rose. Here we go.
If someone would tell me when, I won't think of you again. I'll get past the emptiness and that little happiness back in. Pretending not to care leaves me halfway there. One of these days I'll be completely over you. Heaven knows how long it will take. One of these days I'll find somebody who loves the memory. One of these days. Ever since you've been gone, time has a way of dragging on and on. Friends drop by to comfort me, but I'm not much company anymore. Oh, I was what was. And I live long enough. One of these days I'll be
I got every so often I try to do.
I'm like, I'm in a daze. One of these days. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So tell us about Put a Lime in it.
Put a lime in it. Oh my gosh, this one was a fun one. So this was written by my producer Dale Oliver, and he brought this song to me, and he's like, "You have one of the most sassiest attitudes," and he goes, "I can picture you doing this one." And I'm like really redneck. Like the funny thing is if you meet my family, do you know the TV like the shows Duck Dynasty and Honey Boo Boo? Like we're kind of a cross between that. Like we're like. we're like very redneck, right? Like you come to our house and it's one big crazy party, right? So so anyway, we did this song, and we did a music video for this one, and it was done like some location out in, it was like a cross between, halfway between Toronto and Essa Township, in like this beautiful back kind of farm fields area with like a pond. And I mean, we had some pretty amazing people. Some were family, some were friends, some were actors, and they come out, and it literally, we started shooting at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't end until like 11 p.m. at night. Like it was just one crazy day.
That's a long day.
Very long day. Very long day. But it was so fun. I mean, we were pushing people in the pond. We were just like one great big redneck party, and that's what it was. So put a lime in it, yeah. And this one went number one on New Music Weekly. So it was probably, this is one of my favorite songs to sing live. Put a lime in it.
Oh yeah. All right,
Yeah.
well, let's go. Here we go. Put a lime in it, people. And there's a lot of things I can think of. Put a lime in it.
Well, that's too, right?
There we go.
It's been a hell of a week. I'm tired, but I don't want to sleep. Oh, girl, I need you just stay with you tonight. If that's alright, I'm thinking what I need is a couple of kisses. So try to get a friend, a couple of days. And it's just a bit of no place over there where we can come and just chill. Oh yeah, dip our toes in the swing, swing in the tree. We got the names in, baby, you can. Grab your bag of us and the boot, dig a room. Now, baby, I'm the for the one just let me stop you talking about the kids. You can love me. The witness good, no one is fine, but you know I'm gonna never be for the line. But you know what I say.
Woo! Wow, you can get down to that one there.
Right? we can like invent the put a lime in it twerk.
Yeah, we can do that. So what's up next for you? What are you gonna be working on next?
So doing a lot of focusing on some songwriting. I'm gonna head back down to Nashville over the winter, start working on the next single. The One Love is still doing really well out on the charts, so we're flying with it. We're letting it go to, you know, where it's gonna go. We just found out not yesterday, the day before, that we're number 4 on the most downloaded Canadian radio. Right now we're number 4, the most downloaded. So that's pretty awesome, as well as my US radio promoter was just telling me that we're now targeting Music Row. So we're hitting Music Row as of yesterday. So
Wow.
I guess we'll wait and see where it goes. I mean, sky's the limits, right?
Yes. All right. So are there any shout outs you want to give to your people?
Oh gosh, yes. So my US radio promoter, Alan Young, who is working this like a boss, he's super incredible. My producer, Dale Oliver, and the OTM team, they're amazing. My daughter's sitting behind me, and my youngest one, Ellen, she's like, me, you want to thank me? My husband, Mr. Amy Rose, who does a lot of the behind scenes stuff. I mean, he's crazy, and it really does take an army. I mean, it really
Yes,
does.
it does.
To do that stuff, right?
One
I
hand
wouldn't.
can't clap.
Right, and that's just it, right? I'm one person, but there's so much that goes on behind the scenes. So Jeff, our UK team that's working on this, our Canadian team, they're just doing such an amazing job. The musicians who have come out and played on everything and do the shows day in and day out, that's great. Thank you to him. I'm here because of the fans. If it wasn't for the fans, I wouldn't be doing this. They continue to just blow my mind. Requesting the song and just with their continued love and support. So thank you. And thank you for having me. If it's not for people like you having me on your show, I have no platform out there. So thank you
have
so
to come
much.
back. You gotta come back. So
you're gonna wish you never. Yeah, that's like an open invitation, girl. You're gonna wish you never did. I've been calling up every weekend going,
No.
Do you need
fine.
me?
You got your song. You got a
I
song.
can step
You
in.
bring it on.
Canadian Oprah, I can step in.
But you can. But have you been approached for any acting gigs or anything like that, or no?
You know what? I'm not really. I can't say that I wouldn't ever act. My kids, my girls. I've got 3 girls. Not a lot of people know that, but I'm a mom to 3 girls, and my girls, they're all dancers. They're all actors, actresses. They're singers. My youngest one, she's 13. She's here behind me. She's like, Mom, I really want to sit in and listen to your interview. And we're like,
oh, that's so nice.
She's here the whole time cheering me on. But my girls, they're just they act. They sing. They're triple threats. They play musician. They're mute. Like I'm not the best player. They play every musical instrument you can think of.
Well, that's the extension of you. So they'll do
right.
They'll do what they're supposed to do.
Right? Like a musical band, family band. Take the stuff on the road.
Yes, let's go. Everybody's in. Well, I've interviewed a few people that they bring everybody get in. We're gone. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're all going on the road.
And that's the way that we treat this as well. It's a family business, right? Yeah, I do a lot of traveling and it's mom going here and there and everywhere, but we've always tried to include our girls. Jeff and I always have tried to include our girls in a lot of what we do, right? Like I love their opinions when it comes to choosing songs or, hey girls, what do you think of this? Because believe it or not, they're brutally honest and they're going to tell me, hey mom, that song sucks. And they will, right? So even if I come out with, I'm wearing something, they're like, turn back around, go where you came from and change. Like that, they're brutally honest, right? So
well, you need that constructive criticism,
We do, yeah. So I mean it's like a family business, this music career of mine.
All right. So if people wanted to book you or stuff like that, what can you tell us your social medias?
Yeah, so I'm like a bad rash. I'm everywhere. So you can go to www.amyrose.ca. And from there, you'll find my booking links. Now, right now, I believe my management's doing some work on some construction on the website, but you can still book through there or contact my management. And then I'm on Facebook under Amy Rose, so look me up, and Instagram and Twitter, as well as the TikTok. I got myself.
I know everybody's like,
Literally, TikTok is where it's at, right? I mean, I can't dance. I have no funny things to say, but anyway, I got myself a TikTok, and you can catch me at Amy Rose Music. I think there's an underscore there somewhere, but my daughter's got it beside me, and she's, so what is it? Amy Rose Music? Amy underscore. Wow, that's a lot of underscores. Amy underscore. Amy underscore Rose underscore music underscore.
All right. All right, so I do want to thank you, Amy Rose, and your family, your daughter, for giving some information there. And, you know, I thank you for telling us about your journey. And, you know, your family is everything, obviously, in your business and in your road and your journey to success. And they're going to succeed also. So you guys stream the music, One Love. You heard it earlier. And if you missed the video, then unfortunately, you're going to have to go to the YouTube and hear it. Or you're gonna go, and I'm always in it, download, stream, pay for the music, because that's how they get into the ratings. So I do want to thank you, Amy Rose, for coming on tonight and talking about your journey and everything.
Oh, thanks for having me. You're amazing. Problem. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, thank you, everybody. Good night and bye for now.
Bye.